When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
In Fairfield County, something new comes across my desk every day. Crimes are committed, cases are solved, and a community is made safe by the hardworking employees of the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office.
Welcome to This Week with Sheriff Dave Phelan, a weekly program here on LSN Television. We're also carried by a number of radio affiliates here in Lancaster. Do appreciate you, the viewers and listeners that join us each and every week. We've got a great couple programs coming up. With us today we have Sergeant Jesse Hendershot. Good to see you, Sarge.
Thanks for having me.
And Jeff Reed, the deputy at Canal Winchester, works the high school and the schools there, right?
Yes, sir.
And something very important just happened in your life. You had a couple twins.
Absolutely.
Now, when did that happen?
January 31st was the birth date.
Oh boy, now are they sleeping some or?
No, not really.
So you're tired today, right?
Never.
Okay, well, very good. And before we get started, why don't each of you tell us a little bit about what your duties are within the Sheriff's Office?
Well, I'm working with community relations right now, so anything in the community that they want, we try to get out there and help them out. We do a lot of work with the schools and go out and talk to the kids and things like that. In the community watch program, and I'm also in charge of keeping an eye on all the auxiliaries, making sure they're putting their time in, and there's a lot going on.
There is a lot. I mean, every week I'm kind of surprised at how many events you actually are involved with in the county. Yeah. Canal Winchester, what do you do out there?
Not near as much as this guy.
Yeah.
But ultimately I work the high school, the middle school, and their 2 elementary schools they have. So I float between the 4 schools and within the entire school district, and obviously back and forth between the canal sub, pending paperwork and things of that nature. And then in the summertime, I just come back to patrol and do whatever's needed, either out of the Wheeling Street Jail or out of Canal Winchester.
And you've been there, what, 3 years?
I've been at the school for 3 years. Yes,
3 years, wow. Biggest surprise?
Biggest twins.
I mean, with your job.
Biggest surprise was actually how much I actually enjoy it. It was, going into something so different was,
right.
From a patrol deputy to a school deputy was, the biggest surprise was like how much I enjoy actually mentoring the kids and stuff that are in the buildings.
So I bet you've gotten to know a lot of the different kids over the years, haven't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you've seen some of them now. They're seniors.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm raising them.
Yeah. Well, and you know what you'll find, and I found I was involved in a ministry, it's been now 20 years ago, called Sunshine Crossing here at Fairfield Christian Academy, or Fairfield Christian Church. And it's surprising because guys your age come up to me and said, I saw you when I was, a kid going to these programs. And I forgot to mention, this show is actually produced at Fairfield Christian Academy, and our executive producer behind the scenes is Kelly Roberts. And she lines the guests up, gets a lot of the questions going. Something coming up, and I know you guys have been working on this for what, about a year?
Yeah.
Almost a year and a half now.
Almost a year and a half. The police and fire games, and let me ask you, Jeff, what are the police and fire games?
The police and fire games are a set of events that occur over a week period of time, and basically it's, for the most part, it's Olympic-style events, which I'll get in more detail here in just a few minutes. That any active or retired law enforcement, firefighters, or military personnel can compete in. And every year they ask a different agency to host it, and this year Sergeant Hendershot chose to go ahead and host it through the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office with your approval, of course, and so here we are.
And actually, you participated in these before, right?
Yes. I started back in 2008, and as a representative from the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office, and I competed in a lot of the track and some of the cross-country events, and I competed for 3 years. So,
wow.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. Met a lot of new friends that work for different agencies, and a lot of the police and fire games, it's not about so much the competing, but the camaraderie. So getting to know people and, just hanging out for the week.
And when this thing kicks off, it's going to be a special night, right?
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about that, what's coming up and when that is.
So the opening ceremonies, it's kind of up to us, the host agency, whether we want to do some kind of opening ceremonies. We don't even have to do them if we don't want to. And I'm like, of course we're going to do them. And Deputy Reed and I went into Youngstown and actually watched their opening ceremonies. And we felt like it could be a little bit better. So we put our minds together to try to get an idea of how to do this. And so we wanted to put an event together. And it was almost like a touch a truck event. With we started inviting police agencies, fire agencies, and military, and then it just started escalating into this almost carnival type thing where we invite the archery trailer and the BB shooting and try to get a lot of this different type of stuff. We wanted to put an event together that wasn't like a regular just a kiddie ride, an event. So we're gonna have laser tag down there, and everyone in the community we've invited. So they can get the word out that they're here, and we're just trying to do something for the community too.
Now, Jeff, it starts, that's June 12th, right?
Correct.
And what time do people need to be getting there?
We are starting our opening ceremonies at 6 p.m. if anybody would like to come and observe the actual opening ceremonies part of it. And then
It's going to be at the fairgrounds, right?
correct.
Okay.
At the fairgrounds, and then from 6:30 to about 10:30, we'll finish the night off with fireworks provided by Hamburg Fireworks.
Wow. So the public's invited, bring the kids, lots of fun things?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. We're going to have AHA's going to be there doing face painting, BB shoots, archery shoots. We have a driving simulator, a jet ski simulator, a shoot, don't shoot simulator, so people can kind of live a day in the life of us. We have numerous agencies coming with multiple equipment from those agencies: SWAT equipment, police equipment, fire equipment. I believe there's 3 different agencies bringing helicopters. We're actually tentatively going to get Mott's Museum with some of the older Army stuff, and just the list goes on and on and on.
Right. And I think a lot of the one area of the sheriff's office is really going to be helped with this, and that's our community watch members, right?
Yes, we just had a community watch class graduate, and they're actually out on the road right now with training officers, learning how to patrol the county and being the eyes and the ears of the sheriff's office. And we've opened it up to them to come help with this as well. We had, I think, 17 that just graduated, so they're all still active, and we haven't had any bail yet. So once they find out what's actually entail as volunteer work. And so we're appreciative of them, but we still have 70 or 80 active members, and we honestly probably about 30. We need 30 to 40 volunteers that night that's going to come out and help us out. So
And for our viewers and listeners that may not know, our community watch is civilians. They've gone through 40 hours of training, worked with a deputy, worked with a senior community watch member, and really they're an extension of the eyes and ears of the sheriff's office, and they enjoy it, don't they?
they absolutely enjoy it, and they just want to give back to their community, and a lot of them are looking for extra things to do.
Right, right.
So.
Now, if a viewer out there is a retired police officer, firefighter, military included?
Yep.
Or active, how do they sign up, and what are some of the different events? And I know there's a lot of events, so we'll share a
there's
lot of different things there.
Definitely a ton of events. The easiest way to sign up is actually going to the websites, www.the Ohio Police and Fire Games, and you can register and get everything that you need to do done online, and that's the easiest way to actually accomplish getting registered for any event that you would like to participate in. And I'll let Sergeant Hendershot touch on some of the events that we're doing.
And I might also mention, if you go to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, you'll also be able to sign up through that, right?
Yes, there's a link.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay, very good.
Yep. So there's.
Now, are you going to be running this year? I don't think you are, aren't you? Because you're going to be involved in so many. Oh, you are?
I'm running. Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Okay.
I've been training for about 3 months now.
Okay.
So
I thought you were going to be too busy or something with all the.
You know what? I thought about it, but the way I have it lined up, we've worked with a lot of different coordinators, and with 52 events total, we have over 44 coordinators. And so I've actually, given them, a lot of them, the tools, what they need to run the event. And so hopefully I can actually just, Deputy Reed and I can just kind of bounce around to event and just help them where they need.
And how, is this a 2-day, 1-day event, or how long does this go on?
The entire police and fire games is
Yeah.
all week long.
So it's gonna go
So, yeah.
from the 12th on for the entire
From the 12th
week?
to the 17th, all the way to Friday afternoon. And they have probably about 8 to 10 different events each day lined up. So they're spaced out all over the county. One of our jobs was to actually locate venues for every single event. And that was probably...
That must have been quite a job, too.
That was probably one of the struggles, was actually finding venues. 2 of our venues are actually out of county because we couldn't do anything, with them here. So
Wow.
we didn't have, what they needed. So like an indoor soccer ring, there's nothing in Fairfield County. So,
Now, is the public permitted to come and see all these, and is
Yeah.
it free?
yeah, absolutely free for the public to come view. A lot of times when we saw the rugby tournament, they had 10 by 10 tents up, and a lot of families were out there just watching and enjoying the day. It was a beautiful day outside, and the only thing that they can't come to is the shooting events
Okay.
and the K9 events, because the K9 events are mostly inside, and they do a lot of work where even us, we can't go in because it would mess with the dogs. So, and then obviously the shooting events, because it's dangerous out there.
And what would be part of a K9 event, just so our listeners and viewers may have an idea?
They have a few different ones, but the ones that we witnessed was, they're doing a track, saying they're trying to find like a weapon, someone's keys or anything like that. So they're actually searching. They have a time limit. The K9 has so much time to actually look for this, and then a suspect will be hiding in a building, and the K9 has to go in and try to sniff them out and find out, and then they actually time it based off the time as their scores.
Now, Deputy Reed, are you participating?
I am.
Okay, now what are you doing?
I'm going to participate in dodgeball, and I'm also going to participate in cornhole, and depending on where our time lies, because I try not to participate when Sergeant Hendershot's participating and vice versa. That way, one of us are typically always available in case somebody does need something. So after him and I sit down and talk, there may be a couple other events.
How many people come from other parts of the state, or is it just for the state of Ohio, or do we have participants from all over the United States?
It's the Ohio Police and Fire Games, but it's open to anyone that wants to participate.
Okay.
So I know 2 years ago they had a competitor from Canada that came in,
Mm-hmm.
and right now basketball, we already have 2 teams signed up from Indiana. So yeah, so they come.
So
from,
a lot of folks are going to be coming into
Mhm.
Lancaster, Fairfield County to participate.
Yeah,
The hotels, the restaurants.
There's not a whole lot of these that are still active because of all the volunteer hours it takes to put this on. Looking at the numbers, it's like a $38,000 production. So it's a lot of work and a lot of hours spent. And California is one of the biggest ones. California and Texas, bigger states, a lot more population, but there's only like 4 of these left.
Wow.
So.
We're just about out of time. I'd like to have you guys back next week to maybe talk about some of the different types of games. I know how many total games are there, or different events?
52.
52. And I think, you mentioned dodgeball, so I think a lot of folks wouldn't kind of equate that to an event like this. But there's going to be a lot of different events, and we're going to talk about those next week. And appreciate you guys coming. Again, what's the opening night?
June 12th, Sunday.
June 12th. And that's at the fairgrounds?
Correct.
What time?
6 p.m.
Okay, we'll be talking more about that next week. Appreciate you guys being here. And certainly I appreciate you, the viewers and listeners that join us each and every week. Until next week, same time, same place. If you're driving, buckle up. God bless. And we'll see you right here next week.
These waters were woven into the culture of Native American tribes. The descendants of the early Europeans built a business here based on agriculture. And today, This unique destination in the central Ohio countryside comes to life with stories and memories centuries old. The Fairfield County Historical Parks invites you to amazing Rock Mill. Above the falls of the Hocking River Gorge, here together, nature and man have created some truly American stories that you'll want to experience with the entire family. Visit us or learn more about Rock Mill and the largest wooden water wheel in the nation at historicalparks.org.